So hello and a very good morning YouTube. First of all, happy Dasara to everyone and Shubha Vijaya Shabaike. Before I talk in the topic, which you all have already seen in the thumbnail title, I want to share with you all something else regarding this motorcycle. Well, I plan to do a few custom paint job in it. I'm not going to do the body work and all. I'm going to paint the wheels and maybe a little bit of parts here and there. Like I plan to paint the triple tree bridge over here, this particular piece. For that you need to take off everything, the headlight, this particular clamp, the meter, everything has to come off, and I need to take off the top stem nut, and also I need to undo this particular lock set has to come off. The horn has to go back to roots, vibrosonic, which was there in this motorcycle a couple of weeks back. I had taken it off and went back to stock. I am quite whimsical with regards to all these guys, but now I think that once you get accustomed to that kind of horn, it's very difficult to settle down with something meh. Don't get me wrong guys, this particular horn, the stock one, is quite loud. It's from Nikko, a Japanese company I believe. It does the job pretty well. The problem is it doesn't give that feel, so that is the reason I'm going to install it back, and for that I also need to install the horn harness and everything. So that's going to come back to the motorcycle as well. Not yet decided which color I want to have it painted. That I need to check out the shade card from the painter, and then I am going to decide something absolutely unique. Okay, now let's jump in to the topic. Now I had made a video on wheel wobble issue of this motorcycle in my other channel. If you want, you could go and check that out as well. First of all, if you're experiencing wheel wobble in your motorcycle, the Highness or the RS, the first thing that you should check is the tire pressure. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Cartoon, man. Cartoon people. God bless them. So, yep. First of all, go and have your tire pressure checked. Have it checked cold in the morning. If you have a tire pressure gauge with yourself, that's fantastic. If you don't, then go to the nearest tire shop in the morning after you cold start your motorcycle, and have the tire pressure checked. Whatever tire pressure you maintain in a motorcycle, have it checked. It might sound silly, but it is important, so have it checked and see whether the wheel wobble issue goes off or not. Mostly it will not. And then the next check is something for which you need a professional to intervene. That is, you need to check the cone set setting over here. The cone set bearing, whether it is loose, whether it is tight, whether the setting has gone wrong. Sometimes what happens, the cone set, setting of the cone set goes wrong. The bearing is seated over there in a collar, right? So if the bearing is not seated properly, if it is somewhat tilted, then also this issue could prop up. Also have the fork alignment checked. So if you tell to the mechanic, he will do it, but let me give you all a brief explanation what that is. So there's a particular setting in the fork, in between the fork and the fork, as in the shock absorbers and the this bridge over here, the cone set and all such thing. There's a particular setting over there. It stays in a sink. So sometimes what happens, if we hit a deep pothole or anything, that setting, that sink goes away. So if that is the case, then you need to bring it back to sink, and that could be done very easily. You do not need to open up everything. It's a particular process which could be done by any mechanic very easily. It takes around 10 minutes. If you want, I can make another video dedicated for the cone set, setting, the reset of the cone set. Coming to the next point, that is the wheel bearings. Okay, so I have a dedicated video in my channel in this channel how you could check the wheel bearing of a motorcycle, so you could watch that to understand, and then you could check whether the wheel bearing of your motorcycle is okay or not. That you could do it yourself. You do not need to take the motorcycle to a professional for that. So you need to check that. That is also very, very vital. There is another minor thing which you need to check, that is the alignment of the rear wheel. Okay, now the alignment of the rear wheel has to be absolutely straight, I mean bang on. So there is another procedure for that. So for that also, I would recommend you to have it done from a professional. If you don't have the proper tools, if you don't have the proper know-how, definitely go to a professional. Should not charge you more than $100 and should not take more than 10 minutes. So have that done as well. And after doing all these, ride the bike. Don't try to check it immediately. Ride the bike for around 50-60 kilometers. Don't check whether it still wobbles or not. Just ride it normally, okay? And after completing 50-60 kilometers, then check the tire pressure one more time, okay? And then ride the motorcycle and check whether the wheel wobble still exists or not. If your motorcycle has any kind of mechanical issue, I mean structural mechanical issue like the cone set or all these points which I had said, for which the wobbling is there in your motorcycle, then the issue will be eliminated. After you do all these checks, it should get eliminated. If it doesn't, then the verdict is there could be two reasons, and two reasons only, okay? You have a faulty tire. The front tire, there could be a manufacturing defect, or there could be a defect which came with usage. That could also be possible, whatever it is. So the verdict then would be 90% chances are there that you need to change the front tire or both the tires. You should never go for replacing only one tire on a motorcycle. When you're going for a tire replacement, always replace both the tires, always, irrespective of what is the condition. It is a difficult task to find this particular tire which is installed in the motorcycle from MRF. I also had a tough time finding it, but luckily I did get hold of a pair. So now you could go for any tire. I mean that research you could do on your own and buy a set of tires, good set of tires. I would recommend going for the stock one, because the manufacturer, I mean Honda, they do a lot of research before zeroing in on any particular brand and any particular model of tire. So I trust in their R&D a lot. Reason number 2, the chassis of this motorcycle, of your motorcycle, could have a slight bend somewhere. I mean, could be misaligned, could be having any manufacturing defect, or could be possible that with usage maybe you hit a very, I mean there could be numerous scenarios. Let's not go into that, but bottom line is the chassis of the motorcycle needs replacement or needs rectification, whatever it is. And that is a very deep process, very, very, very crucial and very complicated process. I won't be able to explain to you, because even I don't know it properly, how it is done or where it is done and how it is checked, whether it is misaligned or whether it is bent or not. But after doing all these things, I mean after even going for a tire change, if still the issue exists, then definitely 101% you have a bent chassis. Now see, you could argue there are numerous other reasons as well, right? I do agree to that. There could be wheel balancing issues, there could be several other issues, but let me tell you one thing, guys. If there is a wheel balancing issue in your motorcycle, then it is not going to end up in a wheel wobble. Why, if you ask me? Because I have personal experience about that in some other motorcycle, not in this one. I had gone for painting the alloys of my previous motorcycle. if you remember, there are small weights in the alloy wheels, which is installed when the wheel balancing is done in a motorcycle. I remove those weights because there is a chance that those weights will get lost. So I mark a position, I mark it somehow to get the exact location where it is installed, and then I remove it, and then I provide the painter with the alloy rims, and he has it painted. And then after installing the wheels back to the motorcycle, I again install the weights in the rims to balance it out. But during this process, once what I did, I forgot to install the weights, and I started riding the motorcycle after installing the alloy rims in the motorcycle after it has been painted. And to my surprise, I could not understand even a single thing. Now see, I agree that there is bound to be some sort of irritation while you ride the motorcycle if the wheels are not properly balanced. To understand that, you need to be a professional. Any normal in normal riding scenarios, it's very difficult to understand. If the wheels are not properly balanced, you will generally not get to know it until and unless you ride the motorcycle to its full potential. That is, ride it in top speed, ride it very rigorously, or all sorts of stuff. There are parameters under which it will show up that the wheels are not properly balanced. But under normal riding scenarios, you will hardly notice any difference. And I didn't notice any wheel wobble when the balance weights were not installed in the motorcycle. So that proves that if your wheels are not properly balanced, there will definitely be certain issues while you ride the motorcycle, but not necessarily a wheel wobble. You cannot mark my words for that. I cannot say that with full confidence. So as I said, it's a very complicated thing. So if you want, you could have your wheel balanced as well, but 99% chance is there that after if you have your wheels balanced, the issue of wobbling is not going to go. It's not going to leave you. I don't have any proof, guys, but out of my experience, I could tell you that it's not the wheel balancing because of which there is a wheel wobble in this motorcycle, if you're experiencing a wheel wobble. So that's about that. As I said, 90% chances are there that you have a bad front tire, manufacturing defect or whatsoever, for which you're experiencing a wheel wobble. So replace the tires and you should be good to go. One of my subscriber had requested me 2-3 days back to speak about the wheel wobble issues. That was my take on the wheel balancing, on the wheel wobble issue. If you want, you could go ahead and check all these things and eventually replace the tire, because that is basically the issue. I can casually tell you that, guys, that is basically the issue in this motorcycle. At least, since a lot of people are having this issue, there could be mechanical issues in a particular bike. If you talk about the chassis issue, if you talk about any other mechanical issue, it could be there. It could come up and prop up in any one of the motorcycle, 2, 3, 10 maybe. But a whole lot of people are experiencing wheel wobble issue in this motorcycle. Not all are coming up in the social media, so we don't get to know that how many of them are actually suffering from it. But a lot of people are experiencing it. So that could not be possible due to any mechanical issue or due to any other issues. That could only come up with something like the tire issue, the tire manufacturing issue. So that's why I can somewhat assure you that it is the tire. So yeah, do let me know in the comment section below if you want me to make a dedicated video on how to reset the cone set, which could be done in 10 minutes, as I said. So I would make a dedicated video on that. So I believe that gives you all an insight about the wobbling thing. Don't get afraid if you're planning to buy this motorcycle. Don't back off. because of the wobbling issue, because this is a fantastic motorcycle. Any motorcycle you choose from the market, there are going to be issues in it. There are issues in this motorcycle as well. You will never be able to get a perfect motorcycle. By now you should be knowing that. I just wanted to remind you that you get the reliability of the brand Honda as well with it. So don't hesitate if you have planned to buy this motorcycle. If this motorcycle attracts you, I mean, don't back off just because of the wheel wobble issue. It could very easily be sorted out. Let me give you a small tip over here. If you have bought this motorcycle brand new, or if you're planning to buy this motorcycle brand new, and after you buy it, if you find there's a wheel wobble issue, immediately after that, take it to the showroom and create a scene there that you want this motorcycle to be replaced. You could do that, number one. And if you are a person like me, who doesn't like to do all these things like going into the showroom and creating a scene over there, then what you could do is spend a little bit of money. It costs around 2,500 rupees for the front tire. Just buy another you have to source it from somewhere. You could write email to MRF or go in that route and source a front tire. You'll get all the specifications written in the tire itself. Get hold of a front tire, a new fresh front tire, install it, and trust me, the issue will vanish. I cannot assure you that, since there could be other issues in your motorcycle, but I can tell you that 99% chances are the issue will get resolved. So that is a way which you could use to get rid of this frustration, if at all it is bothering you till that level. So since we have stopped over here, let me just put the bike in its main stand and talk a little about the wheel paint I was telling you all. So this is a powder coated alloy rim. Generally Honda powder coats all their alloy rims. So I plan to repaint it into something dark color only, not something light. So I don't know, maybe some dark bronze color or dark copper color maybe. I need to go to the painter. I know someone over here, not the one who painted the handlebar, but somewhere else. So, and see the shade cards, and also take their advice, because they are real-time painters and they are in this business for many years. So they have a very good idea which color is going to look good in the alloy wheels, keeping in mind the style of the motorcycle, also keeping in mind my personality, I mean the rider's personality. Not everybody likes every kind of color, right? So they have a very good idea about that. So if you're friendly with these people, they generally recommend you some sort of colors, and they generally stop you from making a blunder by choosing the wrong color. So I'm going to take his advice as well. You all could comment down below if you all have a good idea regarding the color choice. I mean your choice of color. I would definitely like to know them. If I go for when I go for the wheel repaint job, so I need to remove the wheel, I need to remove the disc plate, I need to remove the ABS plate, and all such things. If I do that, there's going to be a dedicated vlog as well for how to remove the wheels from this motorcycle, what all tools you need and what all techniques you need to do it at home by yourself without the help of another person. Okay, so that's also going to be there. So that's it, guys. With that, I'm going to end this vlog over here. It's already a little bit late, 10 to 8. Puja is done for this year, so work life starts again from today. Work hard, guys, and party harder. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye.